What's going
All
on,
right.
Cleveland fans? We're back with with another post game show here. I got Paul with me. Paul, man, you know, what do you think, man? What do you think about all this?
Well, Ross, I guess let's go into this game. We were favored to beat Duke by, I believe, 10 points. I think Joe Zagacki, the voice of the Miami Hurricanes on the post-game show, I think he said it best. He's never seen anything like this before. And I think personally for me, that really hit home.
Yeah,
Last week, Ross, and I'm going to mention last week because this is how much of a circus we've seen.
yeah.
18 penalties for over 150 yards in total penalties. This week, I believe we had 7 to 8 turnovers in one football game. That's been in a 2 week time span, Ross. Um, it's true. No, it's true. I don't know where the program, in the sense, is going moving forward. Because we have a lot to fix. And I like how Mario said, we're going to review the film. We're going to see if players gave up. And if they did give up, then they're going to be sent away from this program. And I think Mario does not like the personnel he has at the University of Miami. I think he's going to be pushing players out. And I think Mario has fully acknowledged that he's going to have to rebuild and start playing the guys who want to be here, Ross, because this is going to take a lot longer than 1 year, 2 years, three. I mean, this is going to take a long time. It's going to take more than 2 recruiting cycles. We just lost to Duke by 21 points, 8 freaking turnovers in one game.
I uh, I actually spoke with multiple 2023 recruits that are committed to our class right now, and the gist of what I got from them was they felt there was times where this team quit, that it was hard to watch them play. I actually got that. I mean, to get that from the mouth of one of our recruits, dude, like straight from his mouth, that it was hard to watch the team play because of just because of their simple effort, execution, the whole thing, dude. It just they every single one of them says they're still locked into Miami. They still believe that Cristobal and the staff can get things right, but they just said, clearly changes have to be made. So if our 2023 recruits are telling me that, well, it's time for changes to be made.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate, Tyler Van Dyke's injury. I'll be honest, I thought the first quarter, like, we were gonna be successful this game, and then a couple turnovers happen. We don't convert, and it just goes downhill. We leave points off the board. Knighton fumbled. I thought that was a monumental fumble once again. He's fumbled the football 3 out of the last 4 games.
Terrible.
I hate to say it, this has not been a great year for Knighton.
No, he's lost a step.
I'm sorry. He's a liability on the field, guys. He's fumbled the football 3 out of the last 4 games. It changes the game. It changes momentum. Obviously, there were a lot of turnovers, but I don't know what's happened to Knighton. But, like, honestly, this year has been awful for him. And it sucks. He did get injured, but the only game that was good was against Texas A&M.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically getting him into scenarios where we dump the ball off to him seems to be the most we get out of him. Honestly, I haven't seen a consistent run attack out of him. That's productive the entire season. It just hasn't been there. I haven't seen that marquee speed and that quickness and that all those things that we saw before he got hurt. And dude, I just wonder if he's actually playing, with a little bit more of an injury or playing more hurt than we're realizing.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, Ross, even if he's injured, I mean, fumbling the ball three times out of the
No
last 4
excuse.
games. Yeah, I mean that's not on an injury.
No
You tell
excuse.
me he's slow, can't cut, can't make guys miss. Okay, fair. But fumbling the football, that's just
No excuse. I
that's
mean,
yeah.
I mean, the fact that we got Parrish back today and we still didn't get our running game going.
No, it's
Boom. I mean, just unbelievable. To me, it's unbelievable. The offensive line, dude. Wow. Like that's got to be gutted. I mean, it's just got to be gutted and retransformed. And I don't know what it's going to take, honestly, in terms of within the next 2 years of getting it all right on the offensive line, because of course there has to be a mix of talent we bring in, as recruits, or talent that we develop locally, and the transfers, guys that we're going to need to play right away, because we don't have enough talent yet. It's a shame to think that with even 2 years, we might not have depth yet properly.
I find it interesting how Kobe Young, like, literally just comes onto the team from a junior college in the spring, and he just takes off. I mean, he was our best receiver last week, our best receiver this week, playing phenomenal. But I mean, what happened to guys like Brashard Smith, Ross?
Yeah, where was he today?
Where was he today? Keyshawn Smith, where was he? Jacoby George, he hasn't really got into a lot of action recently. I mean, he's been gone for a little while, but today, they didn't really do much. Romello Brinson, he hasn't even been targeted really at all.
No, we don't even hear his name. But really quick here, Paul, John Bird, thank you for the $10 donation. He says, I love your show and have for a long time, but you all know well as I do that we are horrible. It's so sad. A 24-point loss at home to Duke. Start over with everything.
We're not a good football team. Yeah. No, Ross, I mean, we're like, our best player again this year is the punter. It's Lou Hedley. That's our best player.
That's our biggest weapon.
Garcia, this was his worst appearance, in my opinion. I think all of his interceptions were just hideous.
I don't know if I don't know if it was because we were forced to play behind, and teams were able to sit over the top, and just basically play pass defense against us, because heck, they could stop us with 3 or 4 guys on the defensive line. It was nothing for them to stop us in the run game. So they just kind of knew he was going to pass, and it almost felt like they were just kind of waiting for it. I mean, one of them was was outrageous. One of his that last interception that went for a pick six.
Oh,
that was insane. I need to look at the film more. I need to look to see if that was completely all on Garcia, or if Ladson, did screwed up somewhere. I don't know exactly screwed up on that, but that play in general as a whole was just absolute garbage, bro. It was garbage.
I forgot about Ladson today. Where was he?
Dude, yeah. I mean, if we don't have a run game going, what are we going to do? We can't pass the ball 75 times a game and win. We can't have 2 quarterbacks come in and rotate and expect to have success. I mean, I hope TBD is okay. I really do, because shoulders are tricky things. They're very, very, if anybody's gone through a shoulder injury, they are very tricky things.
I think he injured his throwing shoulder as well, Ross. So that's something we got to monitor. And the post-game comments from Jake Garcia, it seemed like the way he was talking, he's preparing for next week's game. And
that's good.
You
say Garcia?
Garcia. No, yeah. Garcia said it sounded like, he's taking responsibility of the 3 turnovers, and he's going into next week. He's thinking and said he's the starter. Just something to look out for. And, I wouldn't be surprised if TBD, doesn't play next week.
Garcia might have heard, a little more to what extent TBD's injury might be, Yeah. Want to thank Kylo Ren Miami Kane for the $1.99 donation. Colby Young, 71-yard TDs, and then no more targets again. Dude, we're right there with you. We don't understand the logic of this offense. We don't understand the logic of this defense. Thank you for the donation,
Ross. When we had those quick, 2 drives with touchdowns, when we were up, I think it was like 21-17 going into the second half. Early on, I thought we turned the corner. Yeah. I really did, and it just went downhill from there. It really did, man. It was. I really thought we were down by 10. Hey, we came back. Now we're up by 4. We had momentum, and then it was just a nightmare from there. Complete disaster.
It's one thing or another every week. There's it's so randomized, dude, and that just I mean, how can you go from one week like you mentioned of having the penalty troubles that we had, going from that to this week to having the turnover troubles we have? I mean, how the hell does that even happen, Paul?
I haven't seen that in my life.
It's insane. Like, it's absolutely insane. It only happens at the University of Miami. Seriously, like that.
$100
That's
million staff too.
Oh god, dude, the staff's getting paid way too much to see the crap that we're seeing. And dude, Gaddis's third down play calling, dude, rip up all of it. Rip just all your third down play calls you have right now. Rip them up, toss them in the garbage, burn them, whatever the hell you want to do, and run some different crap. I'm tired of this stuff, dude. It's horrible. We have to take our shots to get touchdowns from basically, the 15 or out, because once we get inside the 10-yard line, we don't look good.
It's so challenging, Ross. I mean, when we go for it on a fourth down, 3rd and 1, it's just so challenging just to get 1 yard. I don't know if Thad Franklin was injured today. I didn't see him at all. We used the Lucius Stanley. We had the Ja'Cory Brown package as well, but it's just so challenging, just to get 1 yard for this football team. It really is. And, Coach Mirabal said he would cut his limbs, his arms, if the offensive line unit was the worst unit or playing very awful. I mean, dude, we're playing Duke, and we lost by 24 points. Your O-line really doesn't create any holes. You basically got TVD freaking injured on a blindsided sack. You can't push the D-line to even get a couple yards.
No.
There was one play, I think it was the Ja'Cory Brown play? I don't know which one it was. Like, we barely got the first down, but like the O-line, it wasn't really having much of an effort. I don't know if they were tired, just gassed. I mean, this
Not
team's
good.
just flat, man. It's just flat. There's slow starts. We fold.
I'm worried about
circus.
Gaddis. I'm worried about Gaddis, dude. These rumors that maybe he wasn't quite calling all those plays and stuff and running that Michigan offense. Right. I'm worried that they're becoming more and more true. It's tough, man. It's tough, dude. And the thing is that at the end of the day, I mean, Cristobal has to take accountability into the fact that these are the coaches that he picked, and these are the coaches we spent that big money on.
Yeah.
He's got to expect his coaches to do better, and he has to tell them flat out, you've got to do better. We simply can't keep guys around that aren't going to make this team productive if we're going to be spending this kind of money on the football team. We can't do it.
Let's talk about Coach Steele for a second. There were several times on, 3rd down. Leonard, the quarterback from Duke, what they do is drops back. It's a designed quarterback run. It's a quarterback draw.
Yeah.
Especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
We know that's what they do at Duke. That's their offense. That's Leonard. He's an athletic quarterback. They like to utilize him in the run game. It's part of one of their weapons. We couldn't stop it on 3rd down.
Couldn't. No. Yeah. Look at this comment here. What do you think Clemson's defensive line is going to do to us if we couldn't block Duke's?
I think they did Clemson bench DJ Ugalele today? Did they play in Cade Klubnik? Someone told me that.
I believe Cade got his first NCAA touchdown today. So, yeah, he was in at one point.
Yeah. No, I like him a lot. I mean, Ugalele, he's better, than most quarterbacks, I think, in the ACC.
Yeah.
But
Cade's got some pretty high upside, though, man, for a young kid. Some pretty high upside.
Good. But no, that's a very, very good defensive line. Like I said, I mean, whoever thought we were going to beat Clemson before the season, good luck with that. But yeah, no, Ross, it's going to be an ugly game in Death Valley the way this year's. I mean, it may be a repeat of that Al Golden game when they came down here to Miami. The scary thing is that we have to play them away.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, I still don't even know what the heck's going to happen with us versus Florida State. I mean, that's one of the games that, I mean, we we can't just get bullied and pushed around like we did against Duke here. We just can't.
I keep it real. I mean, Florida State right now, they're going to beat us. I mean, I have no indication as a fan to see why Miami will beat Florida State. I have no indication as someone who watches college football to say that Miami will beat Florida State. I don't, because we should have lost to Virginia Tech last week. I mean, we were basically giving them the game.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's not a good football team. We only beat them by 6.
Pretty much, yeah. They had plenty of opportunities to win that game.
I mean, no, I don't think will we even make it to a bowl game this year. I mean, we got what's our next game? Virginia.
Yeah.
Then we got. Do we play Florida State after that? We got Clemson, Pitt. I mean, it's not looking good moving forward. We got Georgia Tech as well, who I mean, they're bad, but we're bad too.
Yeah. I'm gonna thank MDB 2006 for his $4.99 donation. He said Thad should just transfer. Coaches don't value him. I mean, there are opportunities where Thad should be in the game, and he's not getting in. I understand. I do. There are some chances where we could use him.
Yeah, I mean, short yardage situations, I think primarily that's where he can excel in the red zone as well. He's a bowling ball. Why not give him a chance?
Paul, in your mind, with the route that we're on and the worries that we have, do you believe that this first season for Cristobal could be worse than Diaz's first season?
Good question. It's goddamn. I mean, it's kind of. I'm trying to relive through the Diaz. I mean, it's pretty comparable, to be honest. FIU was a bad loss, but I think Middle Tennessee State was a bad loss. So I think those two are equivalent. FIU's a local school though, so they actually they're better in recruiting, I think.
Yeah.
Butch Davis was their coach too. But yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I don't remember the Duke score if they blew us out by 24 and dominated the game. Yeah, I don't know, Ross. I mean, it hasn't been a good first year for Mario.
No,
it really hasn't. I think it'll be scary if we're starting the whole staff thing over again. Yeah. And the thing with Mario and what I understand about Mario and why I'm patient about this, I can still be mad that we suck. But, what I'm patient about with Mario and what I'm realizing is that we gave him a 10-year deal, Ross. This is a 10-year contract with Mario. He is a Miami Hurricanes football player. He's won 2 national titles here. We need to hope this thing gets right because he's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. I mean, a very long time. And it's his first year. But, we really got to hope it gets right. And I think the comments today in the press conference were like, hey, we're going to see the film. Whoever's not giving it 100%, doesn't want to be here, you will leave the program. And I think that's the right mentality because I think Mario has realized this is ground zero. This is ground zero.
It's the way it has to be. I mean, you have to restart after this. You have to. You have to categorize who's really in it, who's really not in it, and get the guys on the field who are actually in it. Even if it might, like you said, it might not be the guy with 5 stars or 4 stars or whatever. If a guy with 3 stars is performing and he's playing harder, let him play.
Yeah. Hey, if they're a walk-on, I don't even care. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I hate it because I don't have a whole lot to say besides the fact that we screwed ourselves again, but we just found a different way to screw ourselves, dude. That's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say, honestly.
Yeah. It's funny. I was reviewing Mario's, first 7 games at Miami, and that time span's been such of a roller coaster ride. Chaney's out, Knighton's been out, Restrepo's out for a long time. George gets injured. The injury bug. Tyler Van Dyke gets injured. The injury bug is insane that he's endured. Ross, everyone's getting injured every week. It's something new. I'm curious how many players have been on the injury list. How many different players for Miami? It's got to be near 20, at least.
Dude,
It has to be.
it's been outrageous, and I don't know if guys are coming back too soon because we're getting low on players, so we're not seeing them there at their best, and they're injury prone again, of course, even more. I, dude, I don't know, Paul. I don't know, man. I seriously, I'm shocked. I'm shocked at what I saw today. I'm appalled, and I couldn't believe it because it was the exact opposite of the issues that we had last week, but still finding a different way to lose. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think if Mario does want to take the step forward for this program, just play the guys that you recruited. Play those guys primarily
Yeah,
and develop them because I'm not gonna name players. We know the veteran guys already, but if people aren't buying into the program, they've been here, and this is they've been here for a while. Then don't play them anymore. There's no point. The season, in a sense, is over. You're not going to win 5 straight games, Ross. Okay, I'm not. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm
yeah,
tired of hearing. We're not beating Clemson. We're not beating Pittsburgh. We're not beating Florida State. Hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm wrong at that. But if I'm a betting man, I'm betting Florida State's going to beat us.
yeah. At this point,
Virginia. I mean, shit. Brendan Armstrong's scrappy.
yeah,
He made plays.
we got another donation here, Paul. MDB 2006 once again with the $4.99 donation. Thank you, by the way, for the donation. Said last one, Gaddis is Enos. Hopefully one and done. His offense is stale and predictable. No one on the OL should be a starter next. No one. Wow.
If I was Gaddis, I would identify who your playmaker is. That's Colby Young. I would just target him as many times as possible, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's your best player, and it's evident when he gets the ball in his hands, things
Yeah.
happen. I think the Ja'Cory Brown package is interesting. I think it gives the defense a different look for Miami's offense, and it keeps them on their toes.
He's got to throw the ball at
Yeah.
least once or twice in that because we can't
Yeah.
just have it come in and just be okay. They're going to run the ball.
Exactly. You can't just have it designed to run the ball. Now, I
Yep.
will say though, you need to be conservative. He's throwing the football because I don't think he's had a pass attempt in college football. So you better make sure, like, if he does, attempt a pass, it's a conservative pass where the chances of it getting picked off and the play turns into a nightmare is very limited.
Exactly. Yeah. Something safe. Safe as absolute possible. Where if he overthrows the ball, it goes out of bounds, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Mallory, he's actually played very well the past few games, in my opinion. I know I've been tough on him early in the year.
Yeah.
I think he's been, at least a bright spot on the offense to target.
Yeah.
Jaleel Skinner, I didn't really see him at all today, which I don't understand. I think I saw Khalil, is it Khalil Bryant? I forgot his name.
Brantley.
Khalil Brantley, number 18. I haven't heard his name in a long time. He got some action today. But, we talk about Skinner a lot. I think if you're going to go 12-man personnel, I think, why not throw him in there?
I think he had an early drop pass that they were a little upset about.
Still you gotta get he's a 5-star freak player, man.
You got to find a
part
way
of the game. Yeah, you got to get him involved. Even if he drops the pass, it's okay. Let's go. I believe in you.
Yeah.
You got to get him involved. But I mean, Gaddis's red zone offense is atrocious. Short yardage situations, it's been bad. We don't score points, Ross. We don't score points. We move the football. We do move the football.
Yeah.
We just don't finish drives. And that's the difference between why Gaddis is not having success compared to a Phil Longo at UNC, any other OC in college football. If how much success can you have in the red zone? How creative can you be? And we're not doing it. We're not finishing drives.
It's like I said, Paul. It's the same. It's the same thing every week, man. And it's just it becomes difficult to talk about after a while. It really does, because you want to see something different. I mean, yeah, we did see something different today. We saw 8 freaking turnovers. That's the difference we saw today, I guess. But other than that, this is the same Miami team, not executing, completely blowing plays, not understanding their assignments. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, dude. This is a very undisciplined team.
Yeah, this is where we are as a program, and I think what we have to do, whatever we finish this year, if it's 5-7, which I think that's probably what's going to happen, try to go 7-5 next year. Baby steps,
Yeah, you just got to build.
Baby steps. Okay, next year you go 7-5. Following year you go 8-4, 9-3. 10.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to take, and hopefully by year 7, you have a winning culture. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say things are going to get better next year. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll even get better the following year. Year 4, maybe we can make a big jump. But this is going to be an overhaul, and I think he's going to hit the transfer portal hard. He's probably going to bring in 13 transfers. And recruit. And he's going to push out a lot of players, even players that you think are very talented players that don't want to play in this program.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that's exactly how I feel.
I think Mario's going to be a real asshole to a lot of these football players at the University of Miami the rest of the season. He's going to mentally test these guys and see who really wants to be here and who doesn't. And if you give him attitude, goodbye.
It's time for that. It's time for that. It's time for that.
And it's sad. It's sad that this season has came to starting from the beginning again. It really is sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad that Tyler Van Dyke had an opportunity to make a lot of money this year as coming in as the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL draft class.
Yeah.
To now, I mean, shit, Ross. I mean, I don't know the extent to his injury, but it's really been a nightmare of a season for Tyler Van Dyke with very small games of highlights. I think UNC was his best game, and it sucks he just got injured. It really does suck. And I think Garcia starts next week because of the injury.
Yeah.
And three interceptions. This was his worst game I've seen, worst performance. Let's see what you got next week, man. You got to step up. You got to be a leader overnight.
That's all I can really say too. Is just show us what you got next week, because this week's dead, bro.
Yeah, and there's no way to spin this, Ross. Like, no. I heard it. When we lost to Middle Tennessee State, people said, "Don't panic." This isn't panicking. This is just being honest.
Realistic.
We're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And it's been this year's been an F in my opinion. If I had to grade it, it's been an F. There's been nothing. Every time I think we take a step forward as a program, hey, we were in a tight, close game with Texas A&M on the road. We take 10 steps back. We lose to Middle Tennessee State. Hey, the offense is going. We're doing great against UNC. Shit, but we put up 500 yards. Close game. Virginia Tech, first half, the offense is moving. 18 penalties. First quarter of this game, we look offensively. We're moving the football. Run game's going. 8 turnovers. Tyler Van Dyke's out for the year. Jalen Knighton makes a crucial fumble. There are other fumbles as well. But
same old.
So you see flashes of it, Ross, but you just gotta stick with the personnel that believes in what you want to to do at Miami, and the ones who don't want to be a part of it, see ya. It's simple.
It is that simple, and it's the only route we got.
All right. Well, Ross, we did the show 30 minutes. I mean, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, man. I'm tapped out, bro.
Yeah. All good. I mean, I get it. I'm It's not really fun to just continuously attend games, come back, do a show when the team you root for every freaking week that you follow in the off season, get excited for, it's the same BS every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
I'm tired of it, man.
Yeah. But hey, appreciate everyone for tuning in this afternoon. I call it like I see it, and there's no excuse to be in this position as a program because at the end of the day, we played Duke. We didn't play a name in college football. They're a name in basketball. And they have a first-year head coach just like we do. There was no excuse today. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day. And let's hope Mario gets this thing right because he's going to be our coach for the next 9 years. So we got to root for him.
Absolutely.